Hello again, it's me, Ian. Evening, hope you're well. Great news, let's start off with a very big positive. Had the wisdom to fight on Tuesday and a bit of pain yesterday, and now it's all being Thursday night now. Feeling great, so double thumbs up. Hopefully no more antibiotics. Got a few things I want to talk about tonight, so let's just crack on with it, eh? Don't want to keep you too long. My daughter came across something interesting a few months ago, which I looked into, called an eco brick. And the idea is we all have these plastic bags. We all have plastic bottles we want to get rid of over time. And we all have bits of plastic we want to get rid of, but we can't recycle them. And this eco brick is what they do is they take a plastic bottle. They're different sizes, and I'll give you some. Well, let's do it for it now. They have different size bottles, and the idea is you fill them with the bits of plastic you can't recycle, and then you send them off, and they're turned into brick. They're basically bricks as they are. Things are made with them, called an eco brick. So I've made one over the last few weeks. It's not quite finished, but this is what they look like when they're finished. So as you can see, it was just a cheap diet lemonade bottle. This was from Tesco's, 2 litre, and I've put bits of packet. So you can see if you're looking there carefully, I kept stuff. I've had stuff for months. It's not. Don't take this the wrong way. This is not just what I've used in the last few weeks. It's the stuff you can't get rid of, and it's a bloody great idea. I mean, you can see there's crisp packets. There's I think that's Oreos of all things, and there's all sorts of things in there. There are definitely Oreos there, where my finger is. But there's all sorts of things in it. The idea is, they say that the plastic is the microplastic is polluting the ocean, and they say you can't get a square foot of ocean water now where you put a scoop in without plastic being in it. And I've talked about this before. That documentary I watched years ago, over a decade ago, called Plastic Soup, where they went out into the middle of the Pacific Ocean and they checked the ocean and there was plastic. At least when you do this, if they claim the bottle takes 500 years to decompose, and it's not an ideal situation, but you make a concrete brick and something's going to happen with that. I'm not saying you build houses with it. I'm just saying, if you make a concrete brick, a lot of bricks get demolished later on. If that can contain that plastic for 500 years, or even 100 years, it's better than it going into the oceans now. And the claim is, there's a few things. They claim that this isn't weighed that. I weighed it the other day. This is only about half a kilo. And there are bits, you can tell. I haven't compressed it enough. I will get more in there, but it won't be as... A kilo brick saves 3.1 kilos of CO2 in its lifetime. So, 3 times the amount of, 3 kilos for 1 kilo. It's a bit over, I know, but it's great. Apparently, there are 1,802 drop-off points in the UK. So I've done a bit of research on it. There's a Facebook group for EcoBrick UK, Facebook group UK. Now, I did a bit of research because I didn't want to come into this empty-handed, and Ecotricity talk about the Eco Brick. If you Google Ecotricity, but they need to do more. All I can say straight away is I've realised by reading of it, they need to do more. It's a great idea. You can achieve so much. I mean, could you imagine if every child in a school made one of these? I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but I've seen greenhouses made out of 2 litre bottles. With the heat source, I don't want to go into it. It may not last so long if it has direct sunlight. I know there are scientific attributes to what I'm saying, but it could be a start. It could really be a good start. But like I just put here, so I'm just looking at it now. How much plastic you accumulate in such a short time is shocking. Now, I don't use 2 litre bottles very often at all. So I'm going to try and get a bottle that's going to be recycled 2 litre. Because I don't need, I'm not going to buy pop for the sake of pop. God, with all the trouble I've had with me, I don't drink fizzy drinks as it is, really. I bought the lemonade to have lager shandies, to be truthful with you, and I've still got the bottles of American lager over there, which I haven't drank. I'm not a massive drinker. If I bought a bottle of 2 litres for whiskey and coke, it would go off. So me buying pop's a waste. In fact, I buy cans if I do, not because of the recycle, which is better. I recycle everything in any case, but just because it's a waste. But I'm going to get one, and I'm going to start one from scratch, and then as soon as I can, and then I can do updates on it. That was just me doing. If I cut it smaller, I probably can get a kilo in there, and then in its lifetime that would say 3.1 kilos. They reckon. Someone's done the science. I haven't, so I hope they're right. That's great. But like I said, it's really EcoBrick Utility. I joined their Facebook group, and straight away I went on there, and there was some negativity. But I'm thinking, at the end of the day, if you can't get rid of this bottle anywhere, if I can't get rid of this bottle, me doing this has stopped all that plastic in there getting into the rivers, the oceans, into the ground. There's plastic everywhere. At least that way, I've contained half a kilo of plastic as it is. The challenge is to recycle them properly, and I'll do more research, and I'll talk about that as I'm doing the brick through the levels, because to do that's going to take me months next time. But it's a way of getting rid of all those plastics you get on top of, when you have a takeaway meal. I'm going to do reviews on it. Give you a very quick one. This I'm going to be talking about in a bit. That piece there, take that off, cut it into a few strips. That can go into an EcoBrick, pack it. It's better than it getting distributed all over the place. And if every child did one of those, what an eye-opener it would be, There are some great initiatives in the world that schools do. If a school was to turn around and say, every child, get a plastic bottle, doesn't matter what size it is, we're going to do an EcoBrick with it, it would open up the child's eye. And that child, and when I beg anyone in any country, a first world country, to walk down a street and not see plastic litter somewhere. Because I live close to a secondary school, and the plastic litter, and then you get the recycle guys who come along, but then they don't put it all. There is plastic litter everywhere, which is an annoyance as it is. But I think this could be an option. So let's just give it a go, is what I'm saying. It's EcoBrick. EcoBrick. If you Google EcoBrick, go onto Facebook and put EcoBrick UK, it'll come up. Apparently, like I said, there's 1,802 or 1,802 drop-off points. I saw some negativity on there, but I thought, one step at a time. At least making one of those bricks is doing a positive. And if there are 80, so it's just going to be worth having a go, hasn't it? I think that's what I feel. In any case, so I hope you don't mind that. And I'm trying to the EcoBrick is a green initiative. Now I'm going to go on to a few other things. Like as I said, I hope you're all well. I've tried a few things over the last week since the last post, and I'll quickly go for that packet I just showed you. Actually, I haven't tried this in the last week. It just didn't away. I tried this Yugo Thrive pumpkin and sage ravioli, gluten-free, but it's actually free from eggs, dairy, nuts, iron, fibre. Perfect for vegans, it says there. Perfect for vegans. Look, it's got there. The used by date was July the 2nd, so just saying. Tick, tick. It was really good. I just lost the packaging. Now that packaging will get recycled. Every piece of packaging I show you on these freebies, I do recycle them. Then I'm going to quickly go. This is something else I tried. This is a while ago, and I don't know what happened. I lost her. Good Life Katsu Curry Burger. And I'm a traditionalist when it comes to burgers, to be honest. I've seen these bhaji burgers and it doesn't appeal. I wasn't a great fan of that. Let's go back, sorry. I'm going to give that 7.5 out of 10. Because I remember it being good, but I haven't bought it again. So, so that the ravioli, 7.5 out of 10. The katsu curry burger, I'm going to give 5. I don't remember it being anything like disgusting, but I've had better things. And now there were a few. Yeah, I've tried these few things in the last few weeks. This has got the 14th one. Yeah, right now a few other things to try. I went to, as I said, I went to Aldi last week for a change. I saw those vegan guys. They did a good thing, and I thought try them. And I tried their plant menu. I think these were Aldi. I'm pretty sure they were. Red pepper and butternut squash sausages. Different, interesting flavours. They're all right. I'm pretty sure they were Aldi. They weren't overly. They are Aldi. I know that for another reason now. They weren't overpriced. I think they were $1.79. Don't shoot me if they were $1.89, $1.99 for 6. I'm going to give them 8 out of 10. They're a good sausage for something different, you know what I mean? Then this was from Aldi. I tried this last week. I can't tell you where I saw it. A Cornish pasty. Now, I remember working for a guy decades ago when the Ginsters, I said Ginsters, he came back with these Cornish pasties from a company called Ginsters in Cornwall, and they were massive back then, and they were amazing, but they did a gorgeous apple pie, and that was better than anything else I used to have. When the big deliveries used to come, I used to go for the apple pie. They were lovely. We've talked about my sweet tooth so many times. One less sweet tooth, but you know. No. I wasn't overly impressed with that. I picked it up because I know it was on offer, but I can't. I'm going to give that 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. It was okay. It was a way of having corn, but it wasn't the best. Now, pleasantly surprised. And three things coming up now, which are pleasantly surprising. As I said, I listened to those vegan guys, and they did these things, and 2 of these things were frozen meals, and they were in the freezer. And with everything else, I had to eat soft and everything with the turf and the gum, which is slightly infected. Now, these, I tried smoky jackfruit chili. Now, I make jackfruit chili, and it's not as good as what I make. And that's not me being biased, it's just the fact that you make it, you leave it, you reheat it, you know. It's going to be something special. You know, it's going to be a nice treat. This is very, very good, though. Very good. And I will buy it again at £1.79, I think it was. It was absolutely delicious. And I'm going to give that 8.5 out of 10. 8.5 out of 10. The portion of rice with the jackfruit, and it was just good. And that brown rice, a little bit healthier. But it was cracking. I really enjoyed that. But this blew my mind. Very sure. Again, I'm going to go to Aldi more now. But and even things like the frozen meal, they're better at something. I mean, I was so this yellow Thai curry plant menu again. Same price, whatever the price of the smoked chili was. Yes, it's in the frozen, so they take 8 minutes to cook. Yes, they both got 1 red bar on it. The chili for the salt, 2 grams, and that for 11 grams of saturated fat. But you know what? That was a banging meal, and the rice was nice because it had lentils in it as well, red peppers and lentils. A Thai spiced coconut curry sauce with brown and black rice. It was bloody banging. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna give that 9.5 out of 10. 9.5 out of 10. If I could, you know, if I had that in my freezer once a week for the next year, 52 packets, I'd be happy with that. That was bloody good. And, you know, so me I'm going to say thank you, vegan guys, because you make me go to Aldi and give it a go. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, it's the last thing for the quick tonight on this one, is they did this wine. And I thought, I'll give it a go. I haven't had a drink in ages. And you know, perhaps because I was feeling a bit down before. At the weekend, I bought it and it lasted me, I'm not an alcoholic, it lasted me a few days. But the good thing is, it still tasted good the next day. I tried there because it's vegan and a lot of wines aren't. The Toro Loco. They said it's great. Do you know what? The first time I thought, it's nice, but it's not great. It's not right. But it is vegan. And this is a 2018 drink responsibility 18. It's got all the normal stuff on there. Do you know what? That was a nice bottle of wine. And the good thing, and like I said, all that's going to be recycled in a minute. It was really nice and it was mellow. And it says partner to Spanish tapas and spicy food. And I get that. And I will try it again. I will get a couple of bottles. It was, I'll go through this. It was $3.79 a bottle. So that's a steal, you know. And not a reason to be. It won a International Wine Challenge 2000. It was a bronze winner. It's got 2-point Berliner Trophy. Gold, and another one I can't read, but you know, it's got some clout. And do you know what? I would get a few bottles of that for friends because that is a great wine, and it is so dirt cheap. It was unreal. You know, not the reason I'm going to be going back for these more, but I'm going to make it short, sharp, and sweet, and just say that's it really for today. The eco brick and a few things that I've tried. So I hope that comes down well with you guys. So thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up, and of course, if you haven't already, which I'm sure you haven't because I haven't got that many, please subscribe. There'll be plenty more coming now. But thank you very much. Take care and have a great weekend. Ian, bye.